This is the podium view. This is the front. Get a wide shot of the class. Get a tight shot of just the board, its entirety in this case. Blackboard left and right. We also have the front view. Podium on the unit, I'll select front. And it switches to the front-facing camera. You can see the class.
Good morning, good morning. Those online, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good morning.
Ah, there you okay.
That's an awesome shot. It's so clear.
Yes.
Hi, Brian.
Oh.
Yeah, my mic is crystal clear.
So that when we zoom in onto the blackboard, you can see the distinguishable angles, but we'll do that later on. Yeah.
I love the camera quality.
Yep, it's a full HD 1080p camera with a 20x zoom. The camera itself is located in the back of the room. It's about everything's controlled by the Crestron touch panel that's right here on top of the podium. This, if you've taught in our classrooms, you would recognize it. We just added an extra window here that has the camera controls.
And you're going to do video presets, like camera presets?
Yes, so for the rear camera, we have 5 or 6 presets,
Wow.
depending on how many blackboards there are in the room.
Okay.
So I guess we could start the demo now.
I have one question. Can we get a screenshot of what the Crestron looks like before
Absolutely.
and after, so we know where exactly this new element is?
Absolutely. We'll provide that with CTL, and hopefully they can draw up something that would be easy to navigate the system. And we will make sure that there's signage here and also on the CUIT website to help navigate everyone through the system. We tried to make it as simple as possible. The only thing we added was a little camera icon to the screens that you're already familiar with on campus. Yep. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we'll start. Good morning, everyone that's here in MUD 627 and those of you joining us online. Right now, let me introduce myself. My name is Brian Chan. I'm the Director of Classroom and Lab Technologies with CUIT. And my team was working very hard to install this equipment and get it ready for the fall. So I wanted to introduce you to the technology that we have in the classroom. I'll start with the overview. Basically what we did was we installed 2 cameras according to the presentation we presented with the HyFlex design that was brought before the Academic Technology Leadership Group. As we stated, we would have a very high quality HD camera that has pan, tilt, and zoom capabilities mounted to the back of the room, and it's the one that you are currently viewing right now. That camera has 5 presets or 6, depending on how many blackboards there are in the room. The view you're looking right now is labeled as podium. The next preset I'll switch to is the front general room zoom. That gives you both the podium and the full blackboard view. For those of you who would like just the blackboard area, there's a blackboard preset, which zooms in on the full blackboard. And for depending on how many blackboards are in the room, here we have 2. In other spaces, we have up to 3, and each will have their own preset. So blackboard left would concentrate on the blackboards on the left. Blackboards on the right will concentrate on the right. The room was, those of you online, can you see the mathematical formula that is on the board, and how clear is it?
I can read the letters fairly
Says
well.
it's very clear. Michael Eater says it looks good. So we
I
are.
can't see some of the ABS parentheses X, I think it is. That gets a little bit dicey to see.
Yeah, even here it's a little the writing's a little off.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's the handwriting
Yeah.
in the space.
Yeah.
But
I
we
have
can
no idea
also
what the
zoom in
background
on that area as well. And if that's the requested preset, we can also make sure that that happens. Let's try a little bit closer.
There you go. That's beautiful.
No, the mics were not included in the space. The question was, were you able to hear the questions in the space? I believe it's a little muddled.
No, we're not able to hear the questions in the space.
Sure, we're going to do a test right now. If someone in the space could ask a question, we'll see if the online participants can hear. The question, did anyone hear that?
No. Could
Okay.
barely hear that someone was
The
here.
question was, are there remote mics? Yes. So, but because of limited space and because of different designs in the classrooms, we weren't able to come up with a document design. However, we've been exploring portable document cameras.
It is a very inexpensive one. You
Mhm.
can just get it through Amazon, like University of Delaware is distributing all the faculty, so the faculty can walk into the room with that. They already use it.
Yes. So all our spaces, we do, if you're familiar with our classrooms, we do have laptop inputs. So these document cameras we're looking for, they have that output. You can connect them right in, and you'll be able to share into the space in the room. Well, you can, okay, so the question for those online, it's how do you share your own content if you didn't upload it to the in-house computer and you wanted to share it from your laptop? So currently, Sandesh is sharing his content, his PowerPoint presentation from his laptop, sharing in the space. But as always, there's always that tricky line of muting one of the sources, the audio, so you don't get this loop back. So if you were to do a presentation on your laptop that included sound, you would have to mute the in-room microphone, and which you can do from the touch panel, and then enable the audio on your laptop, and then you can have that audio play. So it is a balancing act, and between the two devices. Sure. So it's a conversation about having a TA as sort of your technical director in switching the camera presets, if we were able to allow a TA to do so. And we do have that ability on the Crestron control panel, but the distance in which that touch panel can travel is only within the confines of the podium. So the TA would need to stand at the podium and not in the student seat and control from there. But then if you're standing here at the podium, you would select your podium shot, and if you're lecturing from the podium, it's when you move that the TA could come around and make your difference.
Hey, this is Michael from Remote. I'm just noticing that it's telling that if people in the classroom are asking lots of questions while everybody who's online is just typing in the chat. It seems like it's much easier, obviously, to talk when you're in the room.
Yeah, and this brings up a good point, Michael. I think with Sandesh here, he's monitoring the online session, and this is what might be envisioned for a TA to be doing. As questions come in, they would raise their hand as the representative for the online students and raise the questions in the space. This session is a little different because this is more of a discussion. In a straight lecture, we're assuming that it is the lecture and then a time that's open for Q&A, so it's a little more structured in that sense in a discussion area. Yeah, so it is. So I mean, the discussion online and in the room is the same. Everyone is talking about the lack of interactivity in this environment, and unfortunately, this is something that was brought up. And it is something that we may have to explore. Maybe this is something that we need to install in certain rooms as a demo. Rooms that do have the in-room mics. CUIT does have a few rooms that have the in-room mics as well. That is something we have installed before, and we do recommend highly for capturing audio in a space. They do very well. So this was the interactive view angle for the cameras. Yes. Yeah. So the question is, if you have presentations on Google Drive or a thumb drive, yes, you could connect it to your computer. You can log into your uni on the computer, and then you'll have access to your files.
This seems to be working pretty much as advertised.
All right. Any last questions before we close out this session? Yes, Maurice. Yes, those of you who would speak audibly into the Zoom session, we can hear you in the space.
And Brian for doing this. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. This is very, very helpful.
Thank you all, and thank you for your suggestions. Your questions. This is helping us think about the future when it comes to interactivity in these high flex spaces.